Harley Timpson, United States Air Force veteran, and veterans of foreign wars, Tennessee Teacher of the Year, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the May 2016 Blount County Board of Commissioners meeting. If you would now give your attention to the emergency evacuation procedures.
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you've reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
Commission will come to order. Please register your presence by voting yes.
Mr. Chairman, we have 18 present, 3 absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. 18 present, 3 absent. We have a quorum. Commissioner Lewis had a conflict. Commissioner Miller has a family issue, and all the commission and members, please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And Commissioner Cole has a work conflict. At this time, the chair will stand for a motion to set the agenda. Commissioner Caskey moves. Is there a second? Commissioner Carver seconds. The motion is to set the agenda as published. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to set the agenda. Vote no not to set.
We have 18 voting yes, no no's.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. 18 yes, 0 no. The agenda is set as published. The next item is item B, the consent calendar. The chair will stand for motion to approve the consent calendar. Commissioner French moves. Commissioner Lambert seconds. Motion is to approve the consent calendar. Discussion. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve the consent calendar. Vote no not to approve the consent calendar.
Mr. Chairman, we have 18 voting yes.
18 yes, 0 no. The consent calendar is approved. The next item of business is item C, input on items on the agenda. Anyone wish to address the commission? If you'll come forward, sir, state your name, the district in which you live, and the item on tonight's agenda that you'll be giving input.
Special session that was called on April that in C, it says, which call or notice shall specify the object and purposes for which a special session is called, and no other business but be embraced in the call. There was no special, clear-cut operation for the purchasing agent to do anything. In other words, he had carte blanche. Bottom line is, the public didn't know a thing about it, didn't know what was going on. And another understanding is, Mr. Moon, if, I may ask if you direct any of the commissioners, or you, with,
We're speaking of the minutes, Mr. Anderson.
yes, sir, I am.
No, you're speaking now of the validity of the meeting, which has nothing to do with the minutes.
And the bottom line is that, with the other, with these resolutions, budgets were put forward. Why don't you hire somebody that can get the job done without having to keep coming back and asking for more money? Thank you.
Anyone else wish to address the commission? Come forward. Item F1 is on the minutes as they were recorded. Just need to remind the audience.
Keith Miller, District 4. I'd like to address items F6 and F7. I see item F6 as a bill that the general, there we go. I'm addressing items F6 and F7. I see item F6 as a bill that the general purpose school fund must pay $30,000. By contrast, I see item F7 as a windfall of $80,000. $80,000 that the county has received above what the county had budgeted. Now, I think it makes sense to me to take the $30,000 school bill, as I've called it, in F6 and pay it in full with a portion of the $80,000 windfall in F7. After this is done, the county will still have $50,000 in windfall money, and the taxpayers will have a $30,000 cushion in the yearly general purpose school fund. Thank you for your kind attention.
Okay, the next item of business is D1A. The commission will now appoint a member of this body, the Blount County Corrections Partnership. The floor is now open for nominations. Commissioner Carver, you're recognized.
Yes, I nominate Peggy Lambert.
Commissioner Lambert's been nominated. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Carter seconds. Commissioner Monroe, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I nominate Commissioner Jamie Daly.
Commissioner Daly has been nominated. Is there a second? Commissioner Akert seconds. Are there additional nominations? Chair will stand for a motion to close nominations.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Farmer moves to close nominations. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Sample seconds. Pending motion is to close nominations. All in favor of closing nominations say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. The ayes prevail. Nominations are closed. Discussion of the nominees. Are the members ready for the question? When the clerk calls your name, say the last name of the nominee. Madam Clerk, you're recognized. Call the roll.
Akert,
Wait, sorry. Commissioner
have a
French, you're recognized.
Do the nominees have a choice of whether they'd like to serve or not?
I hear no objection from the nominees. If they ring in, do you object to being nominated? Commissioner Daly? Commissioner Lambert, do you object? Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Akert, Allen, Archer, Bowers. Carter. Carver. Caskey. Kaler. Crow. Daly. Farmer. French. Hedrick, I'm sorry. Lambert. Melton. Miller. Monroe. Moon.
Lambert.
Samples. Stinnett. We have 8,
13.
13.
Check it.
Two abstaining. Twelve voting for Lambert, 4 voting for Daly, and 2 abstaining.
Okay. 12 Lambert, 4 Daly, 2 abstain. Lambert is appointed to Blount County Correction Partnership. Next item of business is D2. To act on the mayor's appointment of the Honorable Steve Samples to the Blount County Planning Commission, the chair will stand for a motion to confirm the mayor's appointment of Steve Samples to Blount County Planning Commission. Bowers moves. Commissioner Farmer seconds. Discussion. Commissioner Monroe, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've brought this matter before this body before. We have several rural districts that are not represented on the Planning Commission. I recently learned that cities can make plat changes for county properties under the urban growth boundary under the state law, but yet these county residents don't get to vote in the city elections. And yet we have a planning commission that doesn't accurately reflect, we're only making decisions for the county. Now, I'm not opposed to the commissioner serving on there, but I don't think that the rural districts are accurately are being represented on this body. There's been a lot of problems, a lot of people that are not happy with some of the decisions. I had someone who's a county resident say to me that she didn't feel like that people residing in cities should even be on the county planning commission. These counties have their own planning commissions. Most of my district, just a small portion of it, is in the city of Friendsville. Most of my district is rural, and there's a couple of rural districts that are not being adequately represented here. When the EMS committee was set up, it was specifically set up to make sure that the rural districts that had previously not had quick access to ambulance service would be given voices on that committee. I wonder why we are doing the same thing.
Point of order's been raised. Commissioner French,
That was
state your point
not
of
the
order.
reason the people that were put on that committee from the rural counties were put on that committee. They were put on that committee because they had volunteer fire departments in those districts.
Point of order's been heard. Point of order's not in order. Is a clarification. Commissioner Monroe, you still have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So why are we not more accurately reflecting? I think that the citizens
Commissioner, may I
that
remind
told
you,
me-
these are appointments of the mayor.
I'm aware of that. And I think that we have several rural districts where decisions are being made for those rural districts by people residing in cities who have their own planning commissions in those cities. And the cities have more authority to make decisions for county residents, and yet they're not voting in those elections. So I just want to point that out to everybody to think about the fact that we have some rural districts that may not be adequately represented. Thank you.
Commissioner Lambert, you're recognized.
I'd like to remind you that living in the city, we pay city and county taxes.
Be in order, please. Commissioner, okay, the board is clear. The pending motion is to confirm the mayor's appointment of Steve Samples, Blount County Planning Commission. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to confirm the appointment. Vote no, not to confirm.
We have 16 voting yes, 1 no, 1 abstain.
16 yes, 1 no, 1 abstain. The Honorable Steve Samples is appointed to the Planning Commission, is hereby confirmed. There's no business under item E. The first item of business is F1. The chair will stand for motion on item F1, approval of the minutes of the April 18, 2016 call meeting. Commissioner Carver moves. Is there a second? Commissioner Allen seconds. Commissioner Carver, do you seek the floor? You made the motion. Commissioner Monroe, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. After the sentence reading, the following proceedings were held to wit, I would like to insert a new paragraph that reads, during public input, citizens mentioned
Commissioner Monroe, that would be out of order. Only the official actions of the body are to be recorded in the minutes per our local rules.
And it also says that the commission has authority to add to the minutes what they want to add to the minutes.
Where does it say that?
I don't have the...
In the local rules, it says that. The clerk shall reduce the minutes of each board meeting to writing and attach a copy of each resolution and vote thereon. The minutes shall only reflect the official actions of the body. The minutes shall be prepared within 5 days of said meeting and placed in a well-bound book for public inspection. A copy of the last minutes of the last meeting shall be forwarded to each commission member with the prepared agenda and meeting notice. Rule 14B, minutes.
Yes, and there's something, I'm trying to find where,
That's
there have been commissioners that have requested things added.
amendment with not being an official act of the board is out of order.
Let me find,
That's the rule of the chair, you can appeal.
let me find that.
Pending motion is to approve the minutes of the April 18th special meeting. Are the members ready for the question? Commissioner Monroe.
I'm going to appeal the rule of the chair.
Member appeals the rule of the chair. Chair rules that the motion to amend the minutes was not in order. If you vote yes to uphold the rule of the chair, vote no not to uphold the rule of the chair. Please vote.
Say it's yes to uphold and no not to.
Yes to uphold the rule of the chair, vote no not to uphold the rule of the chair. Commissioner Daly.
We have 16 yes, 2 no.
16 yes, 2 no. The rule of the chair has been upheld. Does any other member wish to obtain the floor? The member asks unanimous consent. Commissioner Daly asks unanimous consent to change her vote. Is there objection?
Object.
There's objection. I apologize, Ms. Commissioner Daly. The vote's been announced. It takes unanimous consent to change the vote. The pending motion is to approve the minutes of the April 18th, 2016 meeting. Vote yes to approve the minutes. Vote no. Commissioner Monroe, what's the purpose you seek the floor?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 5D, statements for the minutes. A request to add written or oral statements to official commission minutes shall require a majority vote by the members. Oral statements must be reduced to writing before a vote to include the statement may be taken.
That's providing a statement within the meeting which had taken place. If you had requested permission to read for the official record, that's what that rule provides. This is on a recorded minutes of a meeting by the clerk of Blount County.
This is under motions. It does not specifically say that it has to be done at that meeting. It's under Rule 5 under motions.
Chair rules that that's only, I have the minutes.
I have a written statement here.
But the
I have a
matter
written
before
statement.
us is the approval of the minutes. The motion is to approve the minutes.
And this is under the rule governing motions.
Make your motion.
All right.
First, you need permission of the body to read your statement.
Okay.
The member requests unanimous consent to read. Is there objection?
Object.
There's an objection.
Okay, so do we vote?
Yes, we vote.
Let's vote.
The pending motion is to approve the minutes of April 18th meeting. Vote yes to
No.
approve the minutes. Vote
No,
no, not
let's
to
vote
approve.
on my statement.
Now you're making a motion to read, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
there
is
was
there
objection.
a second to read a statement? Commissioner Daly seconds. Commissioner Roman moves. Vote yes to give the member permission to read. Vote no, not to give permission. Four yes, 14 no. Motion fails. The pending motion is to approve the minutes of the April 18, 2016 meeting. Are the members ready? Commissioner Akerd, you're recognized to speak on the main motion, which has to do with the approval of the minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The efforts to quash the addition to the minutes are abhorrible. That's
Commissioner
absurd.
Akerd, you're out of order. You're speaking adversely to actions of the body that are not pending.
Our minutes don't include any of the input from the public. Our minutes don't include any of the rulings of the chair regarding...
I beg your pardon, they do. Any motion, any official act is included in our minutes. Only the official acts by the rule.
That sounds really good because our chairperson prevented people from the public from speaking about the matter that was before this commission, and that was an official action, and it is not listed in these minutes. And our efforts to cover that up are out of line.
Is there a motion?
I would move that we change these minutes to reflect the fact that the chair prevented the public from speaking about the matter at hand.
Motion, you want to amend?
I want to
the
amend
minutes
it, I want to amend
include-
the minutes to include the statements made by the chairperson regarding,
Was
it
there a motion? There was not a motion, and there was no second. There was no official act of the body.
the chairperson prevented the public from speaking on the matters before the commission. That was an official action of this body when the chairperson prevented that from happening.
Chair rules, that's not in order. You can appeal.
I would have to appeal. There's not a reason to try
There's
to
an
cover
appeal.
up what happened.
Chair ruled that there wasn't a proper motion. If you agree with the rule of the chair, vote yes. If you disagree with the rule of the chair, vote no. Vote yes to uphold the ruling of the chair. The chair ruled against Commissioner Akert as having a valid motion. If you uphold the rule of the chair, vote yes. If you're opposed to the rule of the chair, vote no.
Voting yes.
15 yes, 3 no. Rule of chair is upheld. The pending motion is to approve the minutes of the April 18th, 2016 minutes. Commissioner Allen, you're recognized.
Call previous question.
Previous question's been moved. Is there a second? Previous question, moved by Allen, seconded by Farmer. Vote yes to move the previous question, meaning debate will stop and we will go to a vote. If you're and vote no if you wish to continue debate and discussion on the motion. Please vote. Vote yes to move the previous question, which means discussion ends and we go to immediate vote on the main motion. Vote no to continue discussion on the main motion.
Yes, 3 no.
15 yes, 3 no. Motion to previous question requires 14 votes. Previous question is ordered. Vote yes to approve the minutes of the April 18th meeting. Vote no not to approve the minutes.
Yes, 3 no.
15 yes, 3 no. The minutes of the April 18th, 2016 meeting is approved. They actually are approved, isn't there, minutes? Next item of business is F2. The chair will stand for a motion on item F2, Resolution 1605004, to amend the general fund budget by $250,000.
Mr. Chairman, I move that to approve item F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, F7. Since we discussed this at the agenda committee.
Just a moment. Okay. Commissioner French moves items F2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And it's seconded by Commissioner Allen. The pending motion is to adopt the resolutions in F2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's the motion. Objecting to the question is not the proper way to handle this.
Then name the proper way to handle it.
If you're not in favor of that, ask for the question to be divided.
He can still object to the question.
I stated the motion. Once the motion's been stated by the chair, it's
He
over.
objected before you stated.
Okay. Well, do you wish to divide the question? Since they're dissimilar in order, the chair rules it must be divided. So the item, the chair will entertain a motion on item F2, Resolution 1604-004. Commissioner Samples moves. Is there a second? Commissioner Carver seconds. Now, if they were similar, if they were all general fund budget items, they could be combined. But they're dissimilar in order, and a request by a member is all it requires. The motion is to adopt Resolution 1605-004. Commissioner Akerd, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Because of the ambiguous use of the term adjustment rather than transfer, decrease, or increase, I would like to amend the resolution to strike the word adjust in the first sentence and to be replaced with the words reflect budget increase.
Okay, Commissioner Akerd moves to amend in the preamble, striking the word adjust and insert the word to reflect budget increase, seconded by Commissioner Monroe. Discussion on the motion to amend. Commissioner French, you're recognized.
In reading the resolution, we might need an English professor to explain what the difference in wording it that way and the way it's worded. I see no difference in it. We're saying we're adjusting it for an increase, which is, to me, the same thing as saying you're increasing. I just can't. I'm an old country boy, though, so I just don't. I don't understand the difference.
Anyone else wish to speak on the motion to amend? Are the members ready for the question? The pending motion is to amend Resolution 1605-004 by striking the word adjust and insert reflect budget increase. Vote yes to amend. Vote no not to amend.
And it doesn't really matter.
We have 4 voting yes, 14 no.
4 yes, 14 no. The motion to amend fails. The pending motion is to adopt Resolution 1605-004. Commissioner Akerd, do you wish the floor? Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt Resolution 1605-004. Vote no not to adopt. Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to. Resolution 1605-004 to amend the general fund budget by $250,000.
We have 16 voting yes, 2 no.
16 yes, 2 noes. Resolution's adopted. The next item of business is item F3. Chair will stand for motion on item F3, Resolution 1605-005, to amend the general fund budget by $66,200. Commissioner Lambert moves and Commissioner Carver seconds. The motion is to adopt 1605005. Commissioner Lambert, do you seek the floor as a motion maker? You're recognized.
I make the motion that we,
Well, you've made the motion to move adoption. So I just
Yes.
wanted to know if you wanted to speak to the item.
no.
Commissioner Monroe, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since this is $66,200, has this already been bid out? Is this just an estimate of what the cost will be? Or do we actually already know that that's what these will cost? Because there's no paperwork in here as to whether or not there's been any kind of,
See, as the purchasing agent or Mr. Stallions, would you address this, sir? You're recognized, Mr. Stallions.
That should be the exact cost of what these cost. We've already contacted the manufacturer to get pricing. It's a single source issue.
okay.
Commissioner Monroe, you're recognized.
Is there only one company that makes these, or was this bid out?
There's only one type that makes this type of device that functions like this device functions.
Okay.
Commissioner Monroe. Thank you, Mr. Stallions. Are the members ready for the question? The motion is to adopt Resolution 1605005. Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
Mr. Chairman, we have 18 voting yes.
18 yes, 0 no. The resolution's adopted. The next item of business is F4. Chair will stand for a motion on item F4, Resolution 1605006, to amend the Courthouse and Jail Maintenance Fund budget by $210,000. Commissioner Melton moves. Commissioner Farmer seconds. Motion is to adopt Resolution 1605006. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
Mr. Chairman, we have 17 voting yes, 1 no.
17 yes, 1 no. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F5. Chair will stand for a motion on item F5, Resolution 1605007, to amend the highway budget by $186,662.48. Commissioner Samples moves. Commissioner Carver seconds. The motion is to adopt Resolution 1605007. Commissioner Akerd, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Once again, because the ambiguous box for adjustment has been checked, I make a motion to amend the first sentence of this resolution to strike the word adjust for the and insert reflect a budget increase for additional funding necessary for.
Reflect a budget increase. Give me the second part, sir.
For additional funding necessary for.
For additional funding for. Commissioner Akerd makes a motion to amend, seconded by Commissioner Monroe, to amend the resolution striking adjust for the, insert, reflect a budget increase for additional for.
Additional funding necessary for.
Additional funding necessary for. Discussion on the motion to amend. Are the members ready for the question? The pending motion is a motion to amend the resolution striking adjust for the, insert, reflect a budget increase for additional funding necessary for. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to amend the resolution. Vote no, not to amend the resolution.
Point of order. Mr. Chairman, the board is showing that we're voting on the original motion.
Well, the board's incorrect. So, should be an amendment. Voting on A, there's an A on the bottom there, Commissioner Samples.
Yeah, but I didn't make the motion.
Or the second.
That's right, right. Commissioner Akerd moved and Commissioner Monroe seconded on the motion to amend. Chair rules that Commissioner Samples is correct. Motion by Akerd, second by Monroe. There we go.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Are the members ready for the question? The pending motion is the motion to amend the resolution by striking adjust for the and insert reflect a budget increase for additional funding necessary for. If you're in favor of the amendment, vote yes. If you're opposed to the amendment, vote no. State your question, sir. Clarification.
I would like to ask our finance officer if this is an increase.
Mr. Vineyard, you're recognized.
The resolution in front of you is to use fund balance as proposed as a revenue source to fund an appropriation for State Street projects, and then we would receive a reimbursement as was stated back at the Agenda Committee meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Vineyard. The pending motion is the motion to amend the resolution. If you're in favor of amending the resolution, vote yes. If you're opposed, vote no.
We have 3 yes, 15 no.
3 yes, 15 no. The motion to amend fails. The pending motion is to adopt Resolution 1605-007. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt the resolution.
Mr. Chairman, we have 17 voting yes, 1 no.
17 yes, 1 no. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F6. The chair will stand for a motion on item F6, Resolution 1605-008, to amend the general purpose school fund budget by $30,000. Commissioner French moves. Is there a second? Commissioner Lambert seconds. The motion is to adopt Resolution 1605-008. Commissioner Monroe, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since we have a revenue source immediately after this, I move to table this item long enough to bring it back up.
Have a motion to table item F6. Is there a second? Second. Commissioner Monroe moves to table. Commissioner Akerd seconds. Motion to table is not debatable. If you're in favor of tabling this, vote yes. If you're opposed to tabling, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, we have 4 yes, 14 no.
4 yes, 14 no. The motion to table fails. The pending motion is to adopt Resolution 1605-008. Commissioner Akerd, do you wish to speak to the main motion?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The proper box is checked in this one. It is an increase. However, I would like to amend the first sentence under the whereas, to strike the words appropriate funds for the use of and insert reflect budget increase above and beyond 380,000.
Slow down. All right, let's do this. Insert, give me the insert. It has to be in writing, so.
I'm sorry?
State what you're going to insert, please.
Reflect budget increase above and beyond.
Wait a minute, reflect budget increase above and beyond
$380,000 budget increase previously appropriated for.
$380,000 budget increase
Previously appropriated for.
previously appropriated before. Is there a motion to amend by Akard, seconded by Monroe? Pending motion is to amend Resolution 1605-008, strike the words appropriate funds for the use and insert reflect a budget increase above and beyond the $380,000 budget increase previously approved before. Are the members ready for the question? The pending motion is to amend the resolution by striking the words appropriate funds for the use and inserting to reflect a budget increase above and beyond $380,000 budget increase previously approved before. Commissioner Samples.
This came as a recommendation from the Blount County School Board. If we make a change on this floor right here.
I'm sorry, Commissioner Samples, but this is an amendment to the preamble, not to the resolved portion of the resolution. So technically it would be in order.
Okay, that's my question. Is it in order to change something that came from the school board?
If it was in the resolved portion, I would agree with you.
Okay.
Being in the preamble, it's a valid motion.
All right, thank you.
Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of the amendment, vote yes. If you're opposed to the amendment, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, we have 4 yes, 14 no.
4 yes, 14 no. The motion to amend fails. The pending motion is to adopt Resolution 1605-008. Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt the resolution.
We have 16 voting yes, 2 no.
16 yes, 2 no. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F7. The chair will stand for motion on item F7, Resolution 1605-009, to amend the Education Capital Projects Fund budget by $80,000. Commissioner French moves. Is there a second? Commissioner Carter seconds. The motion is to adopt Resolution 1605-009. Commissioner Monroe, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The purpose of the capital fund is a good thing in the sense that it's for capital and also there's not split dollars. When this references business tax, would business tax, where is that coming from? Is that in lieu of property tax?
I believe it's a tax collected by the clerk's office for the privilege of doing business in Blount County. Am I correct, Madam Clerk?
Would those dollars, the business tax dollars, normally have to be split amongst the city schools? And if not, why would they be put in the capital fund? Why wouldn't they just be put through the regular general schools purpose fund? Is there anyone that can answer that?
Mr. Vineyard, do you have anything you can add to the?
So the whole reason of creating that was to save split dollars, but we don't know whether the business tax would actually be split. Okay, thank you.
The pending motion is to adopt Resolution 1605-009. Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt the resolution.
Mr. Chairman, we have 18 voting yes.
18 yes, 0 no. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is item F8, Resolution 1605-003, to restructure the Blount County Human Resources / Insurance Committee. Commissioner Stinnett moves. Is there a second? Second. Commissioner Melton seconds. Motion is to adopt 1605-003. Commissioner Crowe, you're recognized.
Yes, I have some concerns with this resolution. I'd like to remind the commission that of recent history on these committees. Beginning at this school year, the state ruled our insurance inadequate, which I don't agree with, and I don't think they compared it correctly, but perception means a lot. If we're not careful, what's happening is, I received a survey, and the educators are ready to vote to the state insurance. I think the state insurance would like them to vote because there's only 11 holdouts out of 145 counties that still do their own insurance. It sounds like, yay, we're getting rid of 900 employees, but the problem is we lose buying power in the insurance world. So it's not really a yay. But then I hear some rumors of maybe Blount County could go out of the insurance business. And that's another yay. It would simplify things and it would be some money we don't have to spend. But again, I think that's a nay because we started these benefits to attract and keep high quality employees. So when you lose this, it threatens that. And then people say, well, okay, if we get out of the insurance business, we can pay our people better, and then they can go out and buy their own insurance.
Commissioner.
It relates, Chairman.
Right.
I'm headed that way.
Bring it together.
Okay, well, it's pretty important. Out of this big packet, I'm afraid it'll get looked over. So my concern is that we will never get salaries up where these people can go out and buy appropriate insurance. It's going to cost us the quality of employees, which sounds like, oh, no big deal, but in the truth, we're going to spend more money out. If we keep lowering our standards on employees, we're going to spend more money in lawsuits and we won't spread it around. Let me get to my exact point here for you, sir. Number one is, all this does, in my opinion, is it eliminates a bunch of voting members that was on the committee and just turns it into 5 commissioners. So 5 commissioners are making the decision. What you're losing in this is you're losing 3 of the big elected officials. Now, these officials, I'm sure if I was an elected official, I would like not to sit on this committee because it's pressure. And they say they're not insurance experts, or that's what we were told, but they're employee experts and they know about what they need to keep quality employees. I know there's some people, if I'm Rob Britt and I'm put on this like the new committee is, I'm not going to show up. Because out of the big four, I'm the only one showing up, the school superintendent, and I'm going to be held on the chopping block where everybody else gets a pass. It's creating a buffer for our elected officials, and I feel like they're the ones who it's most important that we keep quality employees. Last, I would like to say, now I know it excites a lot of people that these 3 citizens are going to be put on this non-voting committee. The problem is, what I see is anytime the mayor picks the people who are put on that, there's a certain group who's not going to like it regardless. So it's a in facto committee that doesn't exist, and only really people it matters to are the people who's going to be able to vote. So I think it needs to be split. I'm just not in favor of the way the membership is set up for the Human Resource Committee. Thank you.
Commissioner Farmer, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll go along with that. Also, the way it's set up, you're only going to have 5 commissioners have a vote on this. Then it will come before this body to be voted on by 21. In essence, you've taken the input. You put the elected officials, i.e. the sheriff or someone else, any other department head, those 3, and tell them they're going to be on this committee as non-voting members. Good luck on getting them to show up. It's not going to happen. Why would they come when they don't have a vote anyway? The commission's going to be held accountable for it. The way you have the setup of this put together, there's no reason to have this committee. None whatsoever. Because the only votes are going to be commissioners. There will be no input by the other elected officials. They're not going to show up. So the way it is written, although it may appear good, I'll agree with Mr. Crowe. You're about to put Blount County out of the insurance business. And when you do, the only people who will suffer will be the employees.
Commissioner Akerd, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. After hearing what's presented here, I disagree that these department heads that care about their employees wouldn't be there. If they care about their employees, surely they would be there to provide input about something so important. But it's obviously being done because it's always unwise to put the people that benefit from the benefits in charge of adopting the benefits. I know that in my own business, I would never dream of telling my department heads, okay, you all decide what we're going to do, and I have to write the check. It just doesn't work that way. We take input from them, the things that they want, and that's appropriate. But for them to decide what it's going to be, what the options are presented to this body is unwise, especially given our propensity to pass virtually everything that comes from committee.
5-minute recess.
Please.
Ask unanimous consent for recess.
Recess.
We're recessed 5 minutes. Now, we'll come back into session, and Commissioner Akerd, you had the floor, and you were speaking to Resolution 1606003, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I was saying, I believe that contrary to what we've heard, that the department heads, if they actually wish to represent their employees underneath their department, they can and will be in attendance providing input to these people. I don't foresee these fine folks ignoring their employees as we've been led to believe. I also had mentioned that in my own business, I would never have my department heads writing a check committing me to write the check, and I believe that was the purpose in what we have here, and what we have here is also as been advised by the attorney acting on behalf of the county, Craig Garrett, his interpretation of the state law. I just don't see how this is not a positive thing. It does indeed have to go before the full commission afterwards, but like I was saying, given the propensity for the vast majority, nearing 100% of the resolutions put forth by committees that come before this board being approved for funding, I would anticipate that not being a real meaningful method of having control like this particular resolution would. So I'm in support of this resolution. Thank you.
Commissioner Stinnett, you're recognized for the first time.
Thank you, sir. Chairman, the resolution came about for a number of reasons. One reason, our attorney, Mr. Garrett, put a letter in our packet there about where he, in his opinion, that insurance and HR committee has to be separated by state law. And you can see that in TCA 827-502. This is also about better benefits at a less cost. We had a report this past Tuesday from our consultant, where we're seeing some benefits of some changes we made last year. But we can't stop there. We have to get out in front of this health issue, that our wellness here in our community and with our employees. And this is a chance for us to get some people. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We have companies here in town, Denso, Clayton, Rubbermaid, Maryville City Schools, 2 or 3 other companies who've already created a wellness program that's working, that's saving their companies and their school system money. And this is an opportunity for those people to come help us to get on track quicker. Also, he was talking about the volunteer people. The reason it's important that the superintendent and the chairman of the school board, if you remember last year, we made some decisions, and then a month later we had to turn around and redo our insurance policy and create another path. And if they had been participating, okay, see, the way it's been working is we make decisions in the HR department, then they have to go back to their school board, and then they come back and we have to make changes or head a different direction. We need these people helping us on the front end so we don't have to back up. So that is some of the background of where this resolution came from. But probably the most important one is the fact that Mr. Garrett says that the insurance committee has to be made up of commissioners and commissioners only. And there's a letter in your packet directing that. Thank you, sir.
Commissioner Farmer, gentlemen, ladies, let's be in order. Commissioner Farmer, you're recognized to speak on the main motion for the first time.
Several things that were just brought forward, I spoke on the main motion, but several things that were just brought forward are not correct. If I'm reading the same thing in here that you just said, I'm not reading Mr. Garrett's letter evidently the same as you. Also, we have attempted and I say we, it was brought forth to the HR and Insurance Committee a long time ago, before Miss Morgan was even here, the attempt to set up a wellness program. We actually had one at one point in time, and it managed to fall apart. So that isn't something new. That isn't earth-shattering news. We discussed it 2 years ago. We discussed it last year. Did we get anything in there? No. As far as what's going to happen on the insurance, Mr. Stinnett, you've already got part of what you wanted. No county employee can vote. I can speak to this. Don't point at me. No county employee can vote on it when it reaches this body. However, a county employee can vote on it in committee. So, I guess I don't understand part of what you're doing and why it is so adamant to you. But I will say this, and it was put forward in here, that at certain companies, I will use Denso because that was used at a previous meeting. The people on the board at Denso, yes, you do have some consultants, but upper management is covered by the insurance that they're voting on. So the aluminum company, their committee, the upper management who serves on their committee also participates in that insurance. I will say this, what Blount County has done, what this body has done with the insurance, they've been talked about and gossiped about the golden fleece and all of this other stuff. They have done a good job. They have saved a lot of money. They have provided for their employees. And to me, that's sort of what it's all about. But some of the things that are being put forward, no, the insurance policy is not a golden fleece. Yes, some of the things that are going on now are good. We are saving money. And obviously, you need to continue that way with the Affordable Care Act. But the way you have brought this forward, I don't agree with, and I won't support it.
Commissioner French, you're recognized to speak to the main motion for the first time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was privileged to serve on this particular committee for, I think, 4 to 6 years. And the one thing that I kept in my mind the whole time I was on this committee was the welfare of the employees. That's what this committee is established for, is to take care of the employees. Doesn't have anything to do with the department heads. It doesn't have anything to do with the commissioners here. We're not in touch with the employees. The actual people that are in touch with the employees are the department heads. Now, as far as the department heads making the decision, they're not making the decision. They're making a recommendation to this body to vote. And ultimately, it's our responsibility. It's our responsibility to vote by their recommendation. Now, I have talked with several department heads concerning this particular motion. And the department heads I spoke with felt like we were taking something away from them. And the comment was, they keep taking things away from the department heads. Well, the department heads are the ones that are in touch with the employees. If you don't give them the voting right, the employees feel like they're going to lose the say-so in these particular insurance matters or HR matters. So why would you take the people off a committee that are the ones that are the first line of communication with the employees? I think it's ludicrous to do that.
Commissioner Stinnett, you're recognized for the second time on the main motion.
Chairman, I just would direct a question to the mayor in the opinion of if we don't separate the insurance and the HR committee by what Mr. Garrett has written, what kind of situation does that put us in when our lawyer says that those two committees need to be separated, and if we don't separate them,
I object.
what's the...
Just a moment, just a moment. Got a question to the mayor about the advice of counsel. I'll recognize the mayor, and then I will recognize the objecting party for the second, for another time.
That will be closing the door after the count.
Mr. Mayor, you're recognized.
I received the same information that you all received. And the information that the attorney came back to me with was that by state law, the insurance committee, made up of 5 commissioners, be separate from the HR committee.
Do you wish to respond?
I wish to respond. My objection was, we don't need to ask the mayor exactly what's already written in here. The point of part of my discontent with this is the fact that the individuals on the HR have no vote. I just didn't think you needed to ask the mayor to second what's already in here.
Thank you, Commissioner Farmer. Commissioner Crowe, you're recognized for the second time on motion to adopt.
I know I spoke rather lengthy, but that was a long time ago. Now, the way I read this was we asked the Attorney General if we were breaking the law, and the Attorney General said, I don't know.
Correct.
So then suddenly our county attorney matters a whole lot more, and he says, I think you want to be safe. Okay, I'm okay with being safe and breaking them. That's great. But the truth is that HR committee that does vote matters so much. We've got, even before then, we had people making $60,000, $70,000 on that committee. We need some people on that committee that are making $30,000 that the benefits matter to so much. If you make $80,000, you probably don't go to the free clinic. And as far as not letting the people who are going to be using the tool ever try the tool, to me that's ludicrous. A businessman would let his employees that are going to be using the tool tell him what kind of tool they need to work with before he ever buys a tool. Thank you.
Are the members ready for the question? Commissioner Caskey, you're recognized for the first time on the main motion.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I rise in opposition to this resolution for the following reasons. There's no saying that you get 3 attorneys in a room, you're going to get 4 opinions. What we're acting on is the opinion of one man. We asked the Attorney General, as I always said, we asked the Attorney General to rule on this, and he declined to do so. Now, traditionally, when the Attorney General doesn't opine on something, he usually is stuck with the status quo. So now, Mr. Garrett, when he was asked before, he didn't have an opinion, so we were going to ask the Attorney General. Now, he comes with this opinion. We're basing the destruction of a committee on one man's opinion. I agree that the committee needs to be tweaked a little bit, but this is a demolition, not a remodeling job. We're completely destroying something that's worked very well. This resolution removes all accountability. There's no accountability left. You're going to have 5 commissioners that's totally in charge of everything. Who's going to answer the phone calls? No. Not according to the resolution. According to the resolution, you've got 5 commissioners that are charged with taking care of the insurance fund, taking care of all that. How are they going to find the information? Where are they going to get all this from? You're dividing those committees, supposedly, but in the resolution, it still calls it the Human Resources Insurance Committee. So I'm a little confused over the wording on that. I could go through Mr. Garrett's letter and say, because he cites in there several times, my opinion, my opinion. Well, it is his opinion. I'm also entitled to my opinion. Mr. Chairman, the largest employer and the largest contributor to the insurance fund is being totally left out. And I agree with some of the other commissioners that have spoken here. We're saying, well, you can come sit in the room while we decide what you're going to do, what we're going to do for you. We're going to tell you what you're going to do for your employees. We're going to tell you how much you're going to charge them. We're going to tell you what their benefits are. If you want to talk, you can get up there and you can talk, but you don't have a voice because you don't have a vote anymore. We're taking the department heads completely out, and I agree with Commissioner French. Those people are the closest to their employees. They need to be represented. They need to have a vote. A vote is a voice. Sitting out there in the audience is not a voice. They need to represent their people. I'm concerned about liability if we start using outside sources and we start acting on their recommendations. What happens if something happens that we do something based on a recommendation from someone outside? Who decides who these people are? Who decides what their credentials are? Who does those things? It's not spelled out in the resolution where that goes.
Yes, it is.
Mr. Chairman, this is a poor resolution. It has good intentions, but there's a better way to do this, a better way to accomplish what we want to accomplish. And I would urge my commissioners to join me in voting no on this resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Lambert, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Needless to say, I'm very confused. I haven't received any information on this other than what's here. Has Mr. Stallings addressed this as to whether this is what he wants and it's what's best?
Commissioner Lambert, I apologize for, we couldn't be presumptive that you would be the commissioner elected. So the packet was online, so there was no way really to get you the information. So we do have an HR director, Ms. Morgan, and that would be, these items would be under that person's domain, if I believe I'm correct. So if you have a question, the chair will entertain any question you
Well,
have.
what I'll do is just go back and research this, and I will abstain from voting.
Thank you. Commissioner Monroe, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Given that 3 out of 4 of the sponsors are not here to state their reasons for sponsorship, I think it would be in the best interest of our community to have all 21 members give their opinions. So I move to postpone this till the next commission agenda.
We have a motion to postpone until the
June
June meeting. Motion to postpone to the June meeting by Commissioner Monroe. Is there a second? Commissioner Carter seconds the motion to postpone. Discussion on the motion to postpone this item until the June meeting. Commissioner Caskey, you're recognized on the motion to postpone.
Mr. Chairman, this resolution has been here one time, and it's here again, and I think it's in our best interest to go ahead and vote on it, up or down. Thank you.
Are the members ready for the question? The pending motion is to postpone this item until the June regular meeting. Commissioner French on the motion to postpone.
Mr. Chairman, just one question. Is the county going to suffer any dire consequences if we postpone this particular resolution?
I'll let the HR director offer an opinion about the consequences of delay. For the new members' knowledge, will you identify yourself?
Sure. My name is Jenny Morgan. I'm the Human Resources Director for the county. And to answer your question, we discussed this in our HR committee meeting that we had this past Tuesday of what our timeline would be to make our decisions on our benefits programs for 2017. And our timeline would be that we would bring to our HR committee recommendations at our June meeting for them to vote on in July, which would bring it to the commission in August. for a vote so that we would have time to process everything in the month of September to prepare for open enrollment in October. So.
Thank you. Commissioner Farmer, you're recognized.
On the motion to postpone,
Yes.
realistically, you didn't answer the question that he had. We wouldn't be harmed, but by the same token, we wouldn't be harmed if it's voted down either.
Thank you. Pending motion is a motion to postpone this item until the June meeting. If you're in favor of postponement, vote yes. If you're opposed to postponement, vote no. Steve's going to have to be a hit abstain. Just go ahead. We're going to abstain his vote. That's true. Yeah. I need to unlock my vote. Okay. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, we have 11 voting yes, 5 no, 1 abstain.
11 yes, 5 no, 1 abstain. This matter is postponed until the June meeting. The next item of business is item F9A. The chair will stand for motion on item F9A, setting a public hearing for June 7, 2016, 5:30, room 430, Blount County Courthouse, on request to rezone property located on the corner of Sevierville Road, Brookmead Avenue, from R1 Rural District 1 to Commercial. Commissioner French moves, Commissioner Allen seconds. Pending motion to set a public hearing on this matter at 5:30. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to set the public hearing. Vote no not to set the public hearing. Commissioner Akerd.
I was going to make a motion that we add ABC all together for approval.
Let's vote this one and then we'll combine the next two.
No, they're 15 minutes apart.
Correct.
Thanks. Mr. Melton. Mr. Melton.
Commissioner Melton. Let's vote to set the public hearing at 5:30, sir.
That is item 9, 17 yes, 0 no.
17 yes, public hearing is set. Now, Commissioner Akerd, you're recognized. Well, the next item is item F9B, to set a public hearing June 7th at 5:45 p.m., room 430, to rezone property at 3614 East Lamar Alexander from suburban to commercial.
I was going to make a motion that we combine B and C together.
Commissioner Akerd makes a motion to set the public hearings for items F9B and F9C. Commissioner French, do you second that? Now, the chair will state the motion. The motion is to set a public hearing for June 7th, 2016 at 5:45 p.m. in room 430, Blount County Courthouse, on a motion to rezone property located at 3614 East Lamar Alexander Parkway from suburbanizing to commercial, and to set a public hearing for June 7, 2016 at 6 p.m., room 430, Blount County Courthouse, on a request to add privately funded but open to the public libraries to the uses for special exceptions in R1 and suburbanizing zones. That is the pending motion to set both public hearings. Discussion. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to set the public hearings. Vote no not to set.
We have 17 voting yes, no no's.
17 yes, 0 no. The public hearings are set. Item G on the agenda, announcements and statements. Commissioner Monroe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm wondering what happened when I used to come to these commission meetings as a citizen. Early on, we had the best of Blount which I thought was a wonderful thing. We got to hear from the community, various people doing wonderful things in our wonderful community, and I'm wondering why that stopped. Can anyone tell me why? And could we bring it back? We used to have little short presentations from people in the community about various things they do in our community. Does anyone in here know why that stopped? Or maybe that's something we all ought to look into then. Thank you.
Item H, public input on items not on the agenda. Come forward, sir, and introduce yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Commissioner Stinnett mentioned...
Please introduce yourself.
James Hammondtree, District 2. One of my commissioners are not here, but I'll get him later. Mr. Stinnett, Commissioner Stinnett mentioned a consultant when he was talking.
Mr. Hammondtree, if
Yes,
you
sir.
could please refrain from pointing
I'm
out by name.
My
You can
mistake.
say a
I'm sorry.
member, whatever,
Okay.
but
Yes, sir.
continue.
A consultant was mentioned by a member of the commission, and let me tell you my opinion of consultants. If you can't play roulette with somebody else's money, do the next best thing and be a consultant. Now,
Excuse me, I'm out of order.
I was told that you need to hear something 7 times before you remember it, and this is the 2nd time, so I got 5 more to go. Only kidding. But I did talk about Tocqueville, a Frenchman who came to America in the 1830s in an effort to find out what made America so great. And he made several statements. There are 2 volumes of his work over in the public library if you want to enlighten yourself about it. He said he found what made America so great was the fiery sermons being preached in the pulpits. And in the United States, he wrote this, in the United States, the sovereign authority is religious. There is no country in the world where the Christian religion retains a greater influence over the souls of men than in America, and there can be no greater proof of its utility and of its conformity to human nature than to its influence is powerfully felt over the most enlightened and free nation of the earth. In the United States, the influence of religion is not confined to manners, but it extends to the intelligence of the people. Tocqueville wrote that he found in America an ostensible respect for Christian morality and virtue, and that almost all education is entrusted to the clergy. Well, fancy that, would you? Judeo-Christian values were used when our Constitution was written. And I have a book at home about the first Congress, and when I get through with it, I'll let you know about it. Separation of church and state. Well, let's see here. I have a copy of the Constitution, and anyone would like to have a copy, I have a few extras. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Nothing said about separation of church and state.
Mr. Hammondtree,
Sir.
your time's expired, sir.
Oh,
Thank you
shoot.
for your input. Thank you, sir. Have a good
Thank you,
evening.
sir.
Item I, adjournment. Without objection, this meeting is adjourned.